Well, the day has finally come. What's up, everybody? Man, it's your boy, Mr. Dugai, coming at y'all with another video, man. And today I'm going to talk about the big breaking news that we all knew was coming at some point. Philadelphia Eagles have traded quarterback Carson Wentz to the Indianapolis Colts for a 2021 third round pick and a 2022 conditional second round pick, which could very well turn into a first round pick. I'm gonna just give my thoughts on all that, man. We got a lot to digest, yo. But before I get into this video, man, for everyone, if you want to give me a follow on my social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, I'm gonna have all that information down in the description box. May not always get a chance to respond to questions and comments on these videos. So feel free to DM me, and whenever I get a chance to, I'll get back at you. Come holler at your boy, yo. Um, wow, man. Before I even get into, what I think about Wentz going to the Colts, what I think about what we got in return, what I think about our organization going forward. Before I get into all that, man, I want to give a sincere thank you to this guy, to Carson Wentz, man. Look, we know, we all wise enough to know that it's time. That after the way he played this year and everything that, transpired within the locker room, Jalen Hurts coming in and basically taking over the locker room from him. Then with us getting rid of Dougie P and word around town Wentz still want to be gone because he don't trust the guys running the organization. I don't either. And all that, man, you just knew that it was time. Like I've said, he cannot come back to this team. Worst come to shove, just take what you could get, but he cannot come back into this locker room. So I get it. But as a fan, I want to thank this guy, man. As you can see, I bought his jersey. Look, I was a huge Carson Wentz fan. Like the guy, when we got him, I was extremely happy. 2017, I just felt like we had Patrick Mahomes. What everybody think of Patrick Mahomes today, I thought that's what we had. I thought we had Patrick Mahomes, Joe. Like we had the up and coming young gunslinging quarterback that just captivating the NFL, and everybody is just in awe of his talents and his skill. I thought that's who we had in this guy. And ever since he shredded his knee at the LA Coliseum, granted, he had some great moments after that. He had some good games, decent seasons. He was never that guy again after that knee injury at the LA Coliseum. We all know the story. Nick Foles go on, win the Super Bowl. Then there's a divide, between the fan base and some maybe even in the locker room after that. We trade Nick Foles. Is fully his team. Has a good ending to a not that great season where we get into the playoffs at 9-7, win the division. He gets knocked out. We draft Jalen Hurts, and that pretty much, as we all see now, was the end of him in Philly, man. But I want to thank him for that 2017 season. I know Nick Foles was the guy, behind center, making all the plays in the Super Bowl and in the NFC Championship and all that. But we do not win a Super Bowl in 2017 if it wasn't for this guy. This guy got us set up to where Nick Foles basically had home field advantage. Now he had to go out there beat Brady and them. I get that, but Carson Wentz, we don't have a Super Bowl without this guy. Without this guy and his spectacular 11-2 start to that season, MVP type year, just captivating the league. We don't have a Super Bowl without this guy. So first and foremost, I want to thank Carson Wentz for that, man. Like I said, I bought his jersey. That was my guy. But like I said, I know it's time. First off with the Indianapolis Colts, I think it's a great move for them. Clearly they need a quarterback. It's funny because I thought about it. I'm like, yo, they had a different starting quarterback for the last 5 years. People don't remember Andrew Luck in 2016 or was it 2017 or what? 2016, I want to say. What was it? 2017. One of them years. Andrew Luck missed the whole year. They started off with Scott Tolzien, then they went to Jacoby Brissett. Then Luck went out there, played, had a really, really good season. Then he retires. Jacoby Brissett takes over. Then we all know last year they had Phillip Rivers. So the Colts kind of been in quarterback conjury, the last few years. So for them to get a guy, a 29, a 28, 29-year-old quarterback that has had some real success in this league, they just made the playoffs with old man Phillip Rivers. So Carson Wentz is going to give that team some energy, some life, and he has a really good offensive line, has a good duo of running backs with Naheem Hine and Jonathan Taylor. Got a young receiver in Michael Pittman. They probably gonna lose T.Y. Hilton. Frank Wright obviously is his guy, was the offensive coordinator in 2017. And they got a good top 10 defense with a great middle linebacker and a couple of guys, along the D line. Carson Wentz helps make that team is already good. Carson Wentz, if he's anything of what he's capable of being, makes this team a real contender. So for the Indianapolis Colts, I think it's a great move for them. They're getting basically a franchise quarterback. And we're gonna see how he does over there. We're gonna see if it truly was just a Philadelphia thing or if he's really on the downswing. We're gonna see. And for us, at first when I seen the trade, I seen a third and a second. I'm like, man, you got to be kidding me. like Howie, are you serious, bro? Like you just get this guy out my organization. Like I was hoping like maybe a second and a player or something like that. Worst case scenario. But a third and a second, I'm like, come on, Howie. But then like we all gotta do, we gotta sit back, we gotta reflect, we gotta actually read the whole thing. And when I read the actual trade, it's not a bad trade really when you think about it. I know it don't look good. We're only getting a third round pick for him this season. I get it. That don't look great. But I love the prospects of what we get in 2022. If Carson Wentz plays 75% of the snaps, that don't mean that it don't matter if they make the playoffs, if they bottom out, like if they terrible good, it don't matter. If he plays 75% of the snaps, we get a first round pick, which is what I really wanted out of this deal. It's not gonna be this year, but next year we will get a first round pick. If he plays just 70% of the snaps and they make the playoffs, we get a first round pick. So for me, like I feel like it's a win-win for both teams. The Colts get a young quarterback that the head coach is clearly extremely familiar with. So he feel like he could go far with him. And for us, it's like, okay, if Wentz goes over there and does well, we get a first round pick next year. If Wentz goes over there and bottoms out, we get a second round pick and we could look around and tell people we told you so. So I feel like either way, we all right, man. I would have liked to gotten more than that, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with the fact that we taking a wait and see approach, I guess. The coach feel like, all right, year one, we going off of what we just seen. We not giving you more than a third when we just seen him be terrible. Now, if he comes here and he's fixed and he's good, we'll give you a first. Even if he comes and he's awful, like he looked with y'all, we'll still give you a second. So you get two picks out of Carson Wentz. It's not the two first like we always thinking they could have get. I didn't really think we could get that, but like a lot of like how we supposedly allegedly was trying to get. But I think it's solid, man. I think it's solid. And for my Eagles, man, going forward, unless Howie decides to take another quarterback, unless he goes after a Trey Lance or a Justin Fields, or maybe even trade up for a Zach Wilson or something like that. Which I'm for the record, I hope we don't. Like I don't want to get another quarterback right now. Get a veteran as a backup, I guess, or something like that. I'm it's a rebuild situation, and the best way to rebuild is with a young quarterback in Jalen Hurts. It's things that I seen out of Hurts at the end of the season that I really did like. I liked his poise. I liked his I like his demeanor. I liked his leadership. I liked his swagger. But clearly, there's a little couple of things to work on. Got to get a little better in pocket presence. Got to get a little more accurate. But those are things that he clearly can work on. Those things that are very, very fixable. I like the fact that the young receivers are going to go meet him in Texas and work out with him. You know, if Nick Sirianni is at least a decent head coach, you know, clearly there's more moves going to be made. We expecting something to happen with Zach Ertz also. And we'll see if we decide to move on from any other veterans. So you know, I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, where this team goes from here with Jalen Hurts, yo. I'm ready for the Jalen Hurts era, yo, and you know the Nick Sirianni era. The one thing that is frustrating, which we got to deal with it this year, is we have the largest dead cap money situation in the history of the NFL. We got $33 million that's going to just sit on our cap this year. You know, since we already gave that portion of the money to Carson Wentz. Now the positives is after this year we off the books. We're off the books and we'll have a little bit of money in free agency. See how Hurts does this year with first time head coach Nick Sirianni. We're gonna take our lumps this year. We're not expected to be great this year. See what happens with that. Get a extra. You would think we would get an extra first round pick next season, where we'll have two first rounders and a little bit of cap space. You know what? The future is not looking as bad, yo. When we think about it in that aspect, starting in 2022, the future is not that bad. The biggest thing for us this year is we need Hurts to look like he's getting better and better. That's the main thing. We need to feel like this coach is competent, that he's a decent coach, a good play caller, and a good coach. And we need to see Jalen Hurts continue to evolve, continue to improve his game, to where we feel really, really comfortable with him going forward. I'm ready for the experiment, but I can't sit here today and say I know he's the franchise guy. We don't know that. We got to see him do it through the course of a 16 game schedule. When teams got a little bit of film. Now I know it's gonna be a different offense and all that, but we got to see how he do now going forward. Look, after this year, yo, we got to bite the bullet this year. Getting the third rounder, you know, we got to hit on these first this number 6 pick and these early picks. Hopefully, we hit on these picks. We get younger, and I tell you what, Hurts start looking like he's improving. And if Sirianni looks like a decent coach, I'm telling you, in 2022, man, we could start making some things really happen. The Carson Wentz money is off the books. We will probably have a two first round picks, and we could go from there. And we got a quarterback that's ascending. So I'm looking forward to getting through this year, doing the best we could do, and then just continuing to rebuild. Things can get bright really quicker than we think if Howie Roseman doesn't screw this thing up, of course. It's not the deal that I really wanted for Wentz, but it's actually a decent deal when you consider we could have a first rounder next year, yo. But like I said, man, shout out to Wentz, man. You know, great times, great moments. I wish him well in Indy, man. Colts fans, hey, hope is worth your while, man. And for us, the rebuilding really has officially started. But with that being said, yo, that's all I got for y'all today. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Hit the like button for your boy. Give me a subscribe. I'm going to have Philadelphia Eagles and NFL content throughout the year. Also, this coming Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, 5 Pacific, I'm going to do a live Q&A. Y'all come on there, ask me anything, tell me anything. I'll answer your questions, respond to your comments, and give you a shout out on the live, yo. Y'all should join me. It'll be some good stuff. Until then, yo, y'all have a blessed one. Fly, Eagles, fly. Holla at you, Wentz. Good luck.